Las Vegas real estate is finally cooling off. If you've been waiting for the frenzy to slow down, this is your window. Hi, welcome to Invest with Jim, where you'll find real estate insights that no one else is sharing. Every month we break down what's actually happening in the market so you can make smart decisions as a buyer, seller, or investor. First thing, inventory is rising, all right? We went up about 9%. We have about 6,437 homes on the market as of the end of last month. The last time we saw this many homes on the market was December of 2022, which, if you recall, that is the winter after the rates had increased, okay? So not surprising there, but thought that'd be interesting for you to know. Homes sold has also decreased, going down from 1891 to 1745. So that's a decrease of almost 8% there too. You know, median list price, small increase of 1%. Median sale price, also small increase of 1%. Median list price to the sale price ratio is holding steady. The average list price going up from 610. So that's almost like a 10% increase. And the average sale price also increased about 7%, going from $599 to up to $640. That's averages. For the average list price to sale price ratio, it decreased 2.5%. Median days on market is up about 10%, going up from 20 days to 22 days. You know, I question those numbers sometimes too, and I have a video about days on market. Check it out over here. And then average days on market has also increased about 3%. Price per square footage has actually gone down, not very much, but price reductions have increased almost 4%. We saw 3,300 price reductions last month. And interest rates have changed very little. I mean, at the beginning of last month, it was about 6.89 and it went down to about 6.77. Not a big difference. So what do all these numbers mean? I look at these numbers every month and I'm like, you know, it doesn't feel right to me. So I started thinking about, you know, what is skewing the numbers? Are there outliers that are just affecting the numbers, all right? The prices seem like they're going down to me right now, but I realized last month in June, we had a huge closing in our market. It was a $17.6 million home that sold in June. So that's a big outlier that I believe is drawing the average sale price up. But here's the thing, that took 480 days to sell on the market too. So that's also kind of bringing up the days on market. Here's the thing that also offsets that too. The second highest price home that sold in June was 15.5 million, and that sold in 4 days, all right? So I guess those average out in some ways. Other thing that I thought about too that is skewing the numbers too. If you watched the video a couple weeks ago about new home sales here too, you can check out that video right over here too. I was talking about quick move-ins and things like that. In essence, those are new builds, right? But they are also listed on the MLS too. So I feel like those are skewing the numbers too, because if you buy a new home and I look at the list price versus the sale price, they're basically selling at list price, all of them. So I think those are skewing the numbers up a little bit as well too, because on the real resale market, there's definitely a bigger gap between the list price and the sale price actually. I think something else that might be misleading right now too is when I report these numbers for the previous month. So as I'm reviewing the June numbers here, you have to keep in mind too that a lot of these deals went into escrow probably in May or maybe even in April too. So there's definitely a lag factor to this too, right? So as I'm reporting the numbers today, I want to kind of give you an idea of where we're going into for the rest of the year. I'm just going to apply what I'm noticing in my business here too. Myself and many real estate agents in the market too, with this increase of inventory on the market right now, that's just showing that a lot of real estate agents have a lot of listings right now. And one thing that I'm noticing is the number of showings and inquiries are very low in the month of June. And furthermore, when I show properties to buyers and things like that, those listing agents are calling me and hounding me for feedback. What do you think? Does your buyer like it? You think you're going to send me an offer? Let me just tell you that in a seller's market, the listing agents, they're getting a bunch of showings, a bunch of offers. They don't even ask for feedback. So the fact that I'm getting all these requests for feedback when I show their properties is kind of a really strong indicator for me that we're really in a buyer's market right now too, because our inventory level is up past 4 months, right? And we haven't seen numbers like that in a while now too. So my feel on the market is it's definitely turned into a buyer's market now. What does this mean to you? All right, if you are a buyer, you finally have some breathing room now, right? Inventory is up, price reductions are up, and if homes are sitting longer than like 3 weeks on the market, you have so much negotiation negotiating room right now. You don't have to rush into the market, but you do have a lot of leverage right now. But keep in mind that the best homes are still moving fast. And if you're a seller in this market, it's not a terrible time to sell, but pricing accurately is crucial right now. Overpricing will lead to many price cuts and longer days on market. So think about this as a seller. If you start really high and then we see your price reductions, the buyer is not gonna give you list price as often, right? And if your home has been sitting on the market for weeks, chances of you getting a list price offer are probably lower. So list smart and make sure your home shows well and make it easy to show your home, right? And nothing drives me more crazy than when I'm trying to show a home on the market and the seller is, this day doesn't work, this time doesn't work, I can't do this time. If you want to sell your house, make the house available to be shown and be ready for negotiating. If you're getting value from these updates, like and subscribe to my channel and be sure to share this video to a friend that's thinking about buying or selling in Las Vegas. Now let's break things down by area. And a quick reminder, we focus on key areas like Summerlin, Henderson, North Las Vegas, just because they move a little differently than the overall numbers of the market. If your neighborhood isn't listed, the general Las Vegas numbers that we just went over are a good reference point for you. Summerlin will include Summerlin North, South, and West. Henderson is basically south of the 215 and west of the 515. Northwest is north of Cheyenne and west of Decatur. Southwest is south of the 215, east of Hualapai, and west of the I-15. North Las Vegas is just the whole city of North Las Vegas. So starting with Summerlin, this luxury heavy market saw the biggest price drops this month, down over 10%. And that's not a coincidence. High-end homes are taking more days to sell and sellers are accepting below list price offers more often now. So for buyers in Summerlin, this is your opportunity. You're seeing motivated sellers, price drops, and longer days on market. Do not be afraid to negotiate. And for sellers, the demand is still there, but buyers are very price sensitive. You have to price competitively and be ready to make concessions, especially if your home's over $1 million. And in Henderson, the market flipped in the opposite direction. Prices are almost up 10% and sellers are getting full asking price. Again, here's something that I don't want it to be misleading, right? When we're saying that people are getting list price for their homes, that could be after several price reductions too. So again, price it right. You'll get your number that you want, but it needs to be priced well. So when I say that things are selling at list price, it doesn't actually reflect where they actually started with their pricing. So keep that in mind, okay? So if you're a buyer in this market, be ready to move quickly when you see that home priced correctly. So now we'll jump over to the Northwest. The Northwest is steady. There's a slight price increase there, but also a slight increase on days on market out there. But the sale to list price ratio stayed high in this area. So if you're a buyer, expect competition on good listings. It's not super hot, but it's still stable and moving. And for sellers, I don't see a major shift here. Price it right and you'll get activity. Overprice, you're gonna be sitting on the market. And down to the Southwest now, prices stayed flat, but the days on market in this area jumped over 27%. Buyers are not biting as fast. And the sale price to list price ratio, that dipped. So for buyers, this is where you can find leverage. There's more standing inventory, which means sellers are more willing to make a deal. And for sellers, if you're not priced right, you will be passed up. Be sure to focus on making your home show well and strong marketing so your house stands out. So North Las Vegas is holding strong. Prices dipped slightly, but this is an area where sellers are consistently selling their homes very near list price. Homes are moving very quickly here still too. If you're a buyer, don't expect a big discount, but you'll still find relative value compared to other areas. And of course, we've mentioned this before, North Las Vegas is active because it is, more of an entry-level point in the Las Vegas market. So not surprised that these numbers look like this. For sellers, the demand is here. So if you list right, you'll likely sell quickly at list price. The market is rebalancing now. We're not crashing, but buyers are definitely gaining leverage. Sellers have not quite adjusted yet. That's why you're seeing price reductions climbing. If you're a buyer in this market, this is your chance to negotiate. If you're a seller, you just gotta be realistic. We're heading towards 4 months of inventory now. That's the most that we've had in years. And the demand is definitely softening just because of affordability still. Rates remain high and payments are really tough right now. Looking at financial news and things like that, when they always talk about interest rates and what is causing interest rates to be adjusted, the numbers that they look at are inflation and unemployment, all right? So inflation has definitely leveled off and unemployment stays relatively low nationally. So if you're waiting for rates to go down, you might be waiting for a while, honestly. This actually is a more normal market. The market's not crashing, it's just a more stable, balanced market, which we haven't seen in a long time. So it requires a lot of strategy. Be sure to work with an agent that is in the market and actually has a feel of the market, not someone someone that's just maybe part-time and just dabbling and stuff like that, because if they do, a couple deals here and there, they might still be in that whole it's a seller's market mentality. You need to work with somebody that's in the market daily. And speaking about agents like that, what did I do this last month? All right, I always like to end it with a little personal stuff. So, this last month in June, I took the family on a cruise. We went to Florida, and then we cruised to the Dominican Republic. We went to St. Thomas, where I zip-lined with the family. It was fun. We went to the British Virgin Islands, which was really cool. And then we spent a day on a private beach. So that was really cool too. And then to end the whole trip, we spent a day at Universal Studios in Orlando. I liked Universal because I think the rides were top-notch, the lines were much shorter, and it was lower cost than, say, Disney. So if you're thinking about buying or selling or want to make a smart investment move, reach out to me. I'm here to help you make smart decisions based on real data. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you on the next one.